What is up, everyone? Welcome. And today we're going to dive into my brand new series, the Jacob Wheeler Select Series of rods by Duck Fishing. Each of these rods was hand selected the actions for perfection of what I needed to do my job. If you've been around the channel at all, you've seen the Jacob Wheeler Select Series or the Jacob Wheeler Original Series that's been sold a lot of different places, of course, Academy. And man, it's been really well received. Won a lot of money on those rods, and it's been great. But there was time to step things up a little bit, and so this is a little bit of a different price point, being in that mid 200s range. I wanted rods and actions that supported my original series, but then a higher modulus blanks, some different vibe, different feel, and that's exactly what we did with the Select Series. So we're gonna dive into each one. So we'll dive into it right now. Let's do it. Okay. So this week, we're going to talk about my Select Series rod. It's a 7.7 heavy. This rod is probably top two favorites in the lineup. It's so hard because you win a tournament on one. Is that going to be your favorite? There's just a lot of different things. So 7.7 heavy, I like it because it's super versatile. And I like because it doubles over. I like rods that I can use for multiple techniques. I like rods that I can tell that consumer, hey guys, you can use this for so many different things, right? Because it gives you, either I want something that does, like, I want a rod like they say at a 7.4 medium heavy that does an unbelievable job at a chatterbait and a lipless crankbait that it's like you have to have it because your hookup ratio is so good, or I want a rod that's great at a couple of things and still good at a couple others, right? You know what I'm saying? So the 7.7 heavy for me is just that rod. It's the perfect amount of backbone, length, sensitivity, everything that you're gonna need from flipping to glide baiting, to throwing a mag draft, to throwing a football jig, to punching grass. You can do it all with this rod, or even throwing a frog on mats. That was really the mindset in this design. I was a little worried, and this is the thing, with a higher modulus rod, you're gonna have a little bit thinner wall material, which is gonna allow it to be not as heavy. 7.7 is hard to get. I'll be honest with you, it's really hard to get a 7.7 perfectly balanced. Because when you get up to that heavy, that long of a rod, and especially when you really have a lot of backbone like this rod has right here, you'll see what I'm talking about. Like, he's got some backbone up there, right? So to me, like, that's hard to find that balance. And this rod to me does just everything that I want it to do. And like the first thing I'm gonna think of for technique wise is for sure flipping. Like, this is what I have, a little Bronco bug on there, 3/8 ounce weight, 17-pound line, flipping around, pitching. Perfect for fishing around. It's not, like, the problem is like a lot of times I don't throw a big long rod all the time because it's not as versatile, right? But it's more so not as versatile, but it's more so not as, it wears you out more. This rod, I don't feel that way. I don't feel like I have a 7.7 in my hand. I feel like I have a 7.3, which is great, which is awesome. So it doesn't wear you out all day. So I can pitch and flip around docks or wood and rock banks with this rod and not think twice about it. So that's really, really important. As far as hook hanger, you can see right here, I don't have to, if I'm Texas rigging baits, I don't have to take my hook point out. That's a big thing that I love about that hook hanger right there. Don't take my hook point out of the plastic. Boom, he's ready. When I roll up to the spot, I go to flip. I just pick that thing up. Boom, boom. Whoop. Pop him in there, flip him back in there. Doop, whop, got him, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the good thing there. So you can punch with this rod as well. You know, throwing 50-pound braid or something like that, going punching. It works well for that as well. But it's sort of like that, it works with a big worm, fishing brush piles, fishing offshore, 3/8 ounce weight, dragging around. Like, that's a great rod for a big worm as well. So it does really a lot of things. Anything Texas rig, it's gonna work really well. One thing that I played around with this spring on was throwing a swim bait on it. Because it has that parabolic action, it just really allows for that rod. Like, when they bite it, I never lost a fish on it this spring playing around with it. It just seemed like it worked really well. Boat flipping 3 to 4 pounders, has a lot of power, but again, doesn't wear you out, and that's really important. So if I'm skipping docks, I'm not going to throw that 7.7 with a swim bait. But if I'm casting around wood and rock and stuff like that, and just winding around down the bank, it's a good rod to do that. The next one that I'm really happy about is it's a great glide bait rod. Because it is like And I'm telling you, I've caught some big ones on it. It's an absolute phenomenal glide bait rod. This is actually a little bit smaller glide bait right here. It's a really good glide bait rod. So if you're looking for like an in-between glide bait rod, I think a lot of glide bait rods to me, they just are so heavy. You know, like I get it. They have these big giant long handles. This is not like a Hinkle shad glide bait rod. This is more of like a Chad, a smaller one, a Rashi glide, like 4 to 5 to 7 inch, 8 inch glides works fine. You know, works absolutely great. If you're looking for a Hinkle size or a big giant 9 inch, 10 inch glide, it's probably not gonna be the rod for you because your handle, I understand your handle length, that you need more handle length when you're throwing a bigger glide because you're just lobbing it, you know what I'm saying? So you need to have that little bit more there, and that's what it's good for. This rod has a cork handle, has the carbon fiber, and it goes slides into more of that platinum into the blue. Little bit different look from the original series. Premium guides, higher modulus blanks, but I wanted to shoot this video, guys, to give you an understanding of what this rod was for, what I use it for, and you might find something else. You might end up saying, I like throwing a swim bait on it, which I've caught a lot of big ones on it. 3/4 ounce swim bait out offshore works great for that as well. Football jig works great for that as well. Like there's a lot of things that allows, like length and distance of rod is really good when you're casting for a long distance. Works great for a Carolina rig. Anything that I'm making long cast or I'm pitching, I need leverage, that's when I'm gonna throw a heavier or a longer rod like that 7.7. So hope this helps you out. If you're looking for a new rod in that 7+, 7.6, 7.7 range, check this one out. Go to your local duck fishing retailer and let me know what you think.